The Painting Miniatures for the American Civil War book has 143 pages and has been written by Steve Barber, published by Crowood Press. It is intended as a basic guide to a range of painting and basing options, with plenty of helpful hints and photographs to aid the overall process. After an interesting preface, the book begins with the basics of choosing miniatures, preparing them and making sure that your choice of paints and painting area aids the overall process. The second section focuses upon layering paint. The paints used are highlighted and the focus is upon a 28mm Union Zouave figure with text and photographs of each of the 12 steps used. This is done with plenty of clarity and reference to colours, plus some useful focus upon a couple of notable Zouave units of the period. The third section explores the painting of figures using washes. This time the figures chosen are a 28mm Confederate infantryman in the first instance, followed by a 10mm version. This is a painting style I know very well, but Steve does a good job of taking us through the various stages. Interestingly, he paints in reverse to my own style, adding the basic colours to each place, then adding the wash, working from the outside in, rather than from the areas of flesh outwards. The guide to painting a 10mm scale figure takes a similar approach, but obviously is less detailed. The aim is to produce a whole regiment of troops who look good all together, rather than the individualism of the 28mm figure. The final photographic example here is of a 28mm artillery piece and crew. Having dealt with the basic skills and shown them in action, Steve moves on to discuss mixing the layer and wash effects together. This will be a new set of skills to most, but it's interesting to see how they may be used on an ACW figure to get the best out of them. The mixed styles are clearly defined, with each aspect being described and shown via the text and photographs. The summary section is nicely done, and the examples of figures at the end of the section make for a useful conclusion. Section 5 deals with the slightly daunting subject of painting horses. In this case, the different colours and approaches which may be used. Many people struggle with some aspects of painting horses, and everything here is very useful. Again, there are plenty of images to support the text, taking the usual stage-by-stage approach. The examples used at the end of the section are for mounted generals, a common sight on ACW battlefields. I would have liked to have seen a method for painting units of horses en masse, however. Painting artillery pieces is covered in the next part, again something that benefits from a stage-by-stage process. Dry brushing is outlined, as is the use of washes. The emphasis is upon speed and detail, with some attempt to make suggestions on how to finish the pieces off. Speaking of finishing, section 7 looks at applying suitable varnish, basing materials and extras to add more to the look of your figures. The ideas cover the various types of varnish effects, styles of bases, buying and making your own grass tufts using a flock box, and various flags on offer to add extra colour to your units. Individual basing is explained in 8 easy steps. Having dealt with standard figures, there is a guide to converting figures to your own requirements, the relevant tools to use, and explanations of the most easily achieved methods. There is also a painted example of some converted figures. The last bonus section focuses on scenery and buildings in terms of working with MDF, resin, and additional tips to paint fences and walls. Section 8 and 9 are just the type of thing that a beginner may need, whilst adding useful hints for everyone. This book covers a whole range of useful techniques for making the most out of your figures. The majority of the book focuses upon 28mm figures, all taken from the excellent range produced by the book's author, Steve Barber. The step-by-step approach makes each stage simple to understand, and the conversational style of the text, alongside the photographic examples, manages to instruct and inform whilst remaining accessible. A useful book for those already into the ACW or looking to start a new period. This video has been produced by WI Prime. WI Prime is Wargames Illustrated Magazine's online members club. As a WI Prime member, you get access to all Wargames Illustrated videos before anyone else. We'll keep you posted on what's new via the Primetime News Bulletin delivered to your inbox every Friday. If you're not a WI Prime member, you're missing out on loads of benefits, including access to the Wargames Illustrated Vault, freebies, discount vouchers, PDFs of the latest magazine, and more. Find out more about WI Prime by following the link.